Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about, of course, like I said, we'll be doing my top 10 worst events from The Simpsons Stabs Out. Excuse me. Of course, yeah, so we did our top best, so we got to do a top worst. So again, I want to try and make this video as kind of quick as possible, because I know it's going to be long anyway. So anyway, let's do it. So of course, first of all, I just want to quickly go over my old list of stuff. Of course, I have rearranged this list quite a bit, adding stuff to it and stuff like that. But anyway, let's go. So number 10, I put Krusty Land. Originally 2 years ago on my list. I don't know why, it was a bit of an odd one, but I think it's just because, again, like I said, like last video, I was really annoyed that we didn't get any follow-up from it, but really, it doesn't really constitute it as a bad update. It probably was one of the better updates we got. Then Springfield Heights, then I put the Gay Pride 2015, St. Patrick's Day 2015, Xmas 2014. Then I sort of cheated with number 5 and just put all tie-ins and guild deals, which was a bit cheeky actually, because that kind of that doesn't really constitute it at all. Then I put Halloween 2014 again. That wasn't amazing, but yeah. Then I put Valentine's Day 2014. Then I put Clash of Clans, and then at number 1 I put as the worst, I put Easter. So yeah. But let's get into our actual list. So first of all, before I get into my brand new list, I want to just quickly do a dishonourable mention, and that is to Xmas 2014. Just about didn't make it, of course. It was pretty crappy. It had the whole elves and stuff, gave us like the elves and all that. Overall, I really didn't like it, but yeah, it was kind of funny. It was a weird event. It was a bit of a mess up. Like a lot of the characters weren't really great with it, and overall it was a pretty crappy event. But yeah, I put it as a dishonourable. Anyway, let's get into my actual list. So yeah, number 10. So number 10, I've put the Crook and Ladder event. So there's a few reasons I put the Crook and Ladder event. First of all, gave us absolutely no characters. Just gave us 4 costumes, which I don't constitute as characters, although the wiki loves to do, and Pierce Tap loves to do now. But I don't constitute it as characters at all. They are costumes, and the costumes I'll probably never use again, because honestly, they're pretty crappy. It gave us the Springfield Fire Department, the only building, really weird, cool building, and I do have to say that it is a cool building, and I'm glad we got it, but again, the only building. And then we only got 3 decorations. We got the vehicle pile-up, the fire truck, and the fire hydrant. The main reason I didn't like this event, though, is the fact that in the prize track, it gave us, like, for example, we got a character or a skin. We got skin, and then we had to send stuff, and we had to earn an animation, and then we had to earn a decoration, and then we had to earn another character, another skin, and then we had to earn an animation, and then another animation, and then another animation, and it was just really bad because animations shouldn't be prizes. It's really bad. They should animations for characters should not be prizes. It's a crappy prize. It's a cheap way of doing it. And the only reason I don't like this event is they tried to make it a major event instead of making it something niche and small. They tried to make it a big event and it didn't work. It was just really crappy. And they stretched out way too much and they just really ruined it. They could have done something pretty cool, something neat and stuff. And I think this is the problem with getting rid of the levels, because I think the Crook and Ladder, all the Crook and Ladder stuff could have been perfect for a level. I don't think it was appropriate for its own little mini event. I think it was more appropriate for a level, and that's the reason I'm putting this as number 10. Not like it's terrible, awful, the worst, but it is pretty bad. Anyway, number 9. Number 9, I put the Heights. Honestly, I never liked the Heights, and it's retraining it. It's keeping its place at number 9. Last year, and well, 2 years ago, it was also at number 9. But yeah, I've kept Heights as number 9. So it gave us stuff like it gave us some cool stuff like the Burns Drilling Co. Like I really enjoyed that, and the coffee shop and the Institution of Technology. I don't mind those buildings, and the movie theater, the Heights Theater. I'm not like I don't really think these buildings are awful. I think the main reason I don't like Heights is, first of all, they propped it up as this big thing, like they're going to be removing the mountains, like it's this major thing. And honestly, they didn't really do much. They just gave us some more land above the mountains. It wasn't like that cool. It wasn't that clever. And also, the Heights is nothing like that in the actual show, so they're really random. I just want to say that as well. Yeah, that's probably the thing. It didn't give us very many characters. Again, the only 2 characters we got at Springfield Heights were, of course, Cookie Kwan and Paris Texan, but we didn't get Paris Texan right till after you get the Billionaire's Heaven. So it's really, 2 free characters at least, but 1 takes forever to get, like forever. I still know someone who started on the heights and they're still going on the heights just because it's so hard. And the main reason I don't like the heights is, of course, you have to send characters to earn the currencies. So to earn, for example, the coffee cups, you have to send characters to the cafe. The coffee shop. To earn the yoga mats, you have to send characters to the LA Bodyworks, and then to earn like the technology, or to earn the pills, or to earn the little awards, you have to actually build them up from like the sofas, the yoga mats, and the coffee mugs. You have to build them up, and then you have to like. It's just really stupid. I just think that's a really dumb way to do it, because it's just making it so people have to spend so much time on it, and it almost eluding them to try and skip it. And it was just very tedious, very bad system, an awful system. The billionaires, the whole building up your realty, I just hate that as well. The fact that it takes forever to do. It's not even like the billionaire's heaven is barely even achievable. Eventually it is, but it takes you a long, long time, like I said. And I just don't like that. I think that's a really, it's just bad because it's just enticing people to try and skip it. I think overall heights, really, I've never liked it. I probably never will. So yeah, moving on. Number 8, I think 8, yeah, 8. I've put Halloween 2014. So, of course, Halloween 2014 didn't give us many characters. It gave us only a few characters, such as the Space Mutant, the Bulldozosaurus, Hugo, Mutant Peacock, and Ubio, Ubio. So, honestly, it gave us 2 playable characters, Hugo and the Space Mutant. And that was pretty crappy, because 2 characters is not very good. Technically, it also gave us Mog as well, the costume for Mo, but it was sort of like a tie-in with this event. But, yeah, even if you want to consider that as an actual thing, it's still not that much more. Yeah, really bad Halloween. Of course, the whole crafting thing was really awful. You did so much for so little. Like, you did so much to craft, like, stuff like the human test subject stuff, and, the Rigelian shrub, and the donut torture device, and it took forever to get this stuff, but it didn't even feel like it was worth it, because you didn't get very much out of it. And stuff like the Ghost Pirate airship that was 250 donuts. Technically it is a building, I guess, but, well, no, it's a decoration that earns cash, but I guess you can consider it a building. Yeah, but 250 donuts for something like that. Like, everything was way overpriced. There again, not everything was way overpriced, but stuff like that was overpriced. Like, that was a crappy deal. Overall, it wasn't I don't think it was a very good event. I think it was a really crammed together and rushed. It felt a bit rushed and just felt like a mess. And overall, it was an awful Halloween. No one liked it, and yeah, I mean, me neither. I think it was really bad. And they could have made it so much better, but they didn't. But they did give us a few characters like Hugo. Well, they gave us Hugo. He's probably the coolest character we got there. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Number 7 is the world's largest redwood. So, the world's largest redwood, of course, is an event from last year, and of course it's a mini event, so I kind of have to give it a little bit of leeway against some of the big events, because I have to expect more from the big events than I do from the mini events. I have to expect, and then, like, the mini events, I can't expect very much from them either, but the mini events, I expect a certain level of quality. For a starter, I expect, with every mini event, I think they should at least give us 2 playable characters, or alternatively, 1 playable character, a skin, and a non-playable character. That's the alternative it has. But it has to give me 2 non-playable characters, usually. This one only gave us a skin. Tree Hugger Lisa. It gave us no buildings, and my building limit is 3 buildings for a mini-event. They have to give us at least 3 buildings. It gave us no buildings, though. And decorations, I don't really have a limit on decorations, just the decorations have to be cool. It gave us 2 decorations, the wood chipper, and, of course, the world's largest redwood. And I'll say the world's largest redwood is pretty cool. I give it the benefit of the doubt. It is an okay decoration, but it's so dumb how you build it. You have to send Lisa and all the other Springfielders to slowly build a tree. You're not getting anything out of it. All you're getting is the tree slowly building. And I wouldn't be so bothered if it was like the Burns Money Mountain, for example, was similar to this. But the Burns Money Mountain gave us a cool prize at the end. It gave us the costume for Mr. Burns, which was a cool costume. This gave us nothing. It gave us Tree Hugger Lisa, who's a crappy costume. A very crappy costume. So I didn't like it at all. It lasted longer than the Burns event. It was dragged out much more longer, which I think was a problem. Of course, it returned, like, Jessie Grass, for example, but honestly, she was added in the monorail, so we can't really give them that. But yeah, really tedious because we had to build a tree of all things. It was just boring. And I just think overall it was a terrible mini event. They really ruined it. Again, this is an example of what should have been, you know, something for either the friend prize system or for levels. And of course they ruined it because they got rid of the levels. And that's a lot of the reasons why these events are so bad. Just because the levels were gone. Excuse me. Anyway, moving on. So, number 6. So what's worse than 1 height, 2 heights? So yeah. So number 7. No, not number 7. It's number 6. It is number 6. Number 6. I've put the Heights Part 2. So yeah, definitely deserves this place here because honestly, the Heights Part 2 was awful. I didn't like it at all. And the problem with the Heights 1, obviously, I have a lot of problems with the Heights 1. I don't like the fact that they gave us a Heights 2. Now, of course, I said in my superheroes idea that the reason I like Superheroes 1 much more is because, of course, they've given us Superheroes 2. And in some ways, they gave us a Superhero 3 just after I made that video. So it actually boosted it up even more, that event. So that event, honestly, is definitely my all-time favourite Superhero 1. And I think it always will be. I don't think there's much that can beat that. Not even Dash Station Springfield beat that. So yeah, definitely really love Superheroes 2. But this really kind of ruined Heights even more for me, and I'm taking this down. I'm not taking Heights down with me. I'm taking this down event because this is the update that really ruined the Heights even more for me. Of course, it gave us Lindsay Neagle, who's an okay character, I guess, but everything else, all the buildings were really bad. Like the exclusive resort and the marketing agency, they're such out of place buildings. They're horrible to put in the town. They don't fit in the town. They just look stupid. Especially the exclusive resort. I think it looks dumb. Like the parking looked pretty dumb from the old Heights, but this looked even worse. Some of the other buildings were kind of cool, but they were all premium. All the cool buildings were premium, so the main reason they gave us this is to give us the pier, which honestly is really crappy anyway because there's not very much we can even put on the pier. So overall, I wasn't very happy with this event. Overall, I think that this whole update was very crappy. It kind of felt like they missed a few things and they thought, oh, let's just make a quick update and shove all this shit in an update and throw it at the people. And I just didn't like it. I think the pier is incredibly hard to get as well. Again, it uses the whole crafting system. The fact that they reused the crafting system, because they could have made something good if they actually got rid of the crafting system and let you get this stuff, you know, in another way. But no, they carried it on. They made it worse, and so that's why I'm putting the part 2 here, because honestly, it just made Heights even worse. So I'm putting part 2 at number 6. And anyway, number 5. We're getting into our top 5 now. Number 5, I've put Valentine's Day 2014. So, honestly, I was never a fan of Valentine's Day 2014. Now, it gave us some okay characters. I think one thing it did pretty well is it did pretty well in characters. It gave us Mindy, it gave us Brandine, it gave us Birthday, it gave us DeBea, and it gave us Whitney. Of course, the 3 Sparkly kids were non-playable, but they earned money, so they're a unique non-playable. Very cool non-playable. Brandine and Mindy, of course, were playable characters. So, in a sense, we almost, in some ways, you could say we got 5 non-playable characters, because a lot of people consider the Sparklers as playable, well, no, they earn cash anyway. And we got Madame Chow's for 200. We got Madame Chow's for free, and we got Up and Buffet for 90 donuts. That's a pretty reasonable price, ish. And of course, the main thing, Tunnel of Love, which was a new Krusty Land attraction, which was kind of cool. But the problem with this update is as follows. It was awful because of the damn wheel. The wheel, they brought this crappy Valentine's Day wheel into it, and they just made it awful using this. And also, you know, like it was so bad because the wheel didn't even give you anything. It gave you crappy fences and fountain and everything you wanted. You didn't get much. It just felt really dumb. They could have done so much more with the wheel. There was no prizes. The prizes were just the decorations, and the decorations should have been free. So it just felt really annoying. And of course, they eventually made all the decorations free, but there's stuff like the lovely lamppost, the love bench, the Valentine's balloons, the fountain of love, the lovely gazebo. It was all the Valentine's Day themed stuff that should have been either crafting or should have been, well, I hate crafting, but I would have preferred if it was crafting. Should have been crafting, or it should have been free, or premium maybe. Some of it could have been premium. But no, alas, they put it in this crappy wheel, and the wheel just ruined Valentine's Day. They gave us some really, really cool characters, really, really nice characters, but then they ruined it with this wheel, and it's just impossible to get any of the cool stuff. You ended up getting all the crappy stuff, and yeah, the wheel just really ruined it, absolutely. It was just it could have been a nice little mini event, but they kind of stretched it out and they put this wheel in. The wheel just... Oh, God, no one likes that wheel. No one ever likes the wheels. Never use the wheels again, Tapped Out. They were awful. So, yeah, that's Valentine's Day. Yeah, I hope you liked me praising it, and then I brought in the wheel. Anyway, number 4. Number 4 is Winter 2016. So yeah, I've actually put a new one on the list, a very new update. Of course, the Winter 2016, and you guys know my thoughts on Winter 2016. I hated Winter 2016. The problem with Winter is it's meant, Christmas as we should call it. I don't like it getting called Winter. Call me a busybody, but I don't like it getting called Winter. It's goddamn Christmas, alright? Get it in your head. I don't like Winter. I didn't like the Christmas update because mainly the problems I felt with it. There was many problems with it. First of all, it was a mess. I think we can all agree on that. It was just a massive, colossal mess. They just jammed shite together and they just tried to pass it as an update. Second of all, they ruined Christmas. They didn't even give us anything Christmas related. They get a few things that were Christmas related, but barely anything. It was all pagan. And if they want to do a pagan event, that's fine, but don't do it when Christmas should be. Third of all, it didn't last very long. It only had 2 acts, and we were all thinking it was going to have like a secret 3rd act, but no, it didn't. It was just crap. And the next point is characters. God damn it, gave us 2 characters: the Parson and the Wiccans. That was it. The Wiccans were 110 donuts. The Parson was one of the prizes. That's all we got. We got a few skins. We got the new god, Mr. Burns, which I do think is a cool costume. I'll give him that. We got the one for Willy. We got Ravencrow Never Smiles, and we got the Star Snowsuit Maggie, which I think is a cute little costume. But everything else was awful. Buildings, we got 5 buildings, 5 for a big update. We got the Phonehenge kiosk. We got the ball pit. We got the $5 antler rental. We got the lumber mill, and we got the Springfield Henge. But that's all we got. We got a lot of decorations. I'll give them that. But honestly, terrible update. It was a bunch of shite, like I said, crammed together. This whole pagan theme didn't really work out. It was just bad. No one liked this update. I don't think that anyone liked this update. It was just just hate it. And it kind of annoys me because they added stuff like the spaceship from the Joy of the Sect, for example, and I really want the Joy of the Sect to become its own event, and it's kind of annoying how they've given the spaceship away in this crappy little event. It was just a mess of an event. It's always going to be the worst event. One of the worst Christmas event anyway. It's always going to be the worst Christmas event in my opinions because it wasn't even Christmas. It wasn't even Christmas. Yeah, it kind of annoys me. So yeah, that's why it gets number 4. But anyway, number 3, is Clash of Clunes. Oh, my old friend, Clash of Clunes. Oh, I love it. Oh, how I despise Clash of Clunes. So, of course, Clash of Clunes, they tried to do this whole Clash of Clans, or clones. Is it Clash of Clones or Clash of Clunes? I don't really... Clones? Technically it is clones, isn't it? Clunes. Clash of Crap. To be fair, I'm just going to call it Clash of Crap. Clash of Crap. So I didn't like this at all. Okay, it was really bad. Like awful. Now, first of all, we always like to go to characters. So how many characters did it give us? Can you please have that drum roll? It gave us 1. It gave us the Barbarian. And it gave us a load of costumes. So, okay, we got costumes such as the Barbarian Homer, the Homer Barbarian, the Archer Lisa, the Goblin Bar, the Wizard Mars, the Shadow Knight. The Shadow Knight is probably the awesomest costume ever. So it gave us at least something cool, but oh god, how I despise it. It gave us nothing. It gave us absolutely nothing. It gave us the castles. The castles took forever to upgrade. It gave us some medieval decorations, okay, that were most of which weren't even from The Simpsons. Some of them, like this whole update, really annoys me because it gave us nothing. It accomplished nothing. It gave us a crappy barbarian character. He's one of the worst characters we've ever got, and I really should have put him in my worst character lists, which I kind of messed up on. But yeah, terrible character. We've got like the Box Fort, for example, awful thing. Like the Box Fort was pretty. Boxman Palace is what it's called. Now, of course, this was kind of driven from the Box Fort that we got in The Simpsons. It would have been. They could have made it cool, but it wasn't. The Castle Recyclable, the Barbarian Castle. They're the only buildings we got. Awful buildings. We got some awful decorations to decorate them, but overall, it had crafting, it had everything. It just, it was horrible. No one likes this. Actually, a lot of people like this update, which I really don't like. I don't see how you can like it. Overall, I hate this update. I despise it. I don't want to think about it. So I'm just going to plop it on this list. Number 3, Clash of Crap. Dead. That's it. We don't want to talk about that ever again. Terrible, terrible update. Brought us nothing from The Simpsons. It was just kind of like a cheap spoof of Clash of Clans, and it wasn't even good. It was awful, and it will always be one of the worst events. But it's not the worst. What do you mean it's not the worst, Robert? Well, number two, it's going to goddamn Easter, and I know. Now, Clash of Clunes was Clash of Clowns, Clash of Clunes, whatever. Clones, fucking Clash of Crap, whatever you want to call it. Oh god, I hate this so much. I hate this so much. But Easter is so much worse, because the problem with Easter is we had cool characters like the Egg Counselor guy, the Bunny, the Hugs Bunny, Father Sean, Sherry Bobbins, Chirpy Boy and Bart Jr., the Crazy Cat Lady, Mojo the Helper Monkey. Some really cool characters and non-playables. Some really cool buildings like the Blocko Store and the Johnny Fiestas and the Fireworks Candies and What's the problem with half these decorations and prizes and stuff is they were impossible to get, and that is the problem with this update. Now, at least the Clash of Crap gave us, gave us characters that were at least achievable. This didn't. This gave us it did the goddamn horrible boxes, which are worse than the wheel. Gave us this box system where we bought like a pink egg and a blue egg of boxes. And then in those boxes, we had to actually earn the golden egg boxes to get the golden egg. The golden egg to get the golden egg boxes, and then we got the golden egg boxes, and you still didn't have a chance of getting all the characters and all the buildings. All the cool stuff was in the golden eggs. So all like the crappy stuff was in the blue and the pink egg boxes, but we couldn't get the golden egg boxes because the golden eggs were hard to get. So overall, this update was just a mess. It was awful, and I actually hacked this update because I had to hack it. I had to go on BlueStacks and hack it, and even then it took me ages. So it was just absolutely impossible to get. Awful update. They made the prizes almost like I said, almost impossible. It really was hard. It took me an hour to actually get all the stuff, and that was when I was hacking. Now, if someone hacking takes them an hour to get, well, what do you think about the non-premium players? It's going to take them ages. So honestly, it was just an awful update. It will always be one of the worst updates in my opinion, and it definitely deserved number one on the list 2 years ago. I was completely right putting this on the list. I don't disagree with myself whatsoever. They just really messed it up, and they messed up Easter, because Easter's never going to be like this. Gave us a lot of stuff, but Easter's never going to be the same after this. This update was so bad, but yeah, Easter will never be the same after this. And it never will be, and it never has. Easter's always been pretty crappy. But anyway, it's not the worst. So what is the worst? So we'll have that drum roll. This might not be surprising to some, but it has a lot of reason, and it has one reason behind it. But anyway, coming with that drum roll. Number 1 on my list is the first time packs, aka the Shelbyville update. Okay, so you guys probably are like, what? Okay, now I had to put this on the number 1 list because it shows everything wrong with Tapped Out bunched into one update. So let's go. So first of all, gave us Jebediah Springfield, gave us Shelbyville Manhattan, the car impound lock, the Ned's camper, and the Shelbyville Manhattan statue. What was the problem with all these prizes, guys? Can we have that? Can we have it? Someone tell us. It's, of course, you had to pay real life money. There was physically no way, apart from hacking, to get this stuff without paying your actual hard-earned money. You couldn't even earn the donuts for this stuff. You physically couldn't. It wasn't even like they were a load of donuts. There was, you had to physically buy the stuff to unlock them. And of course, it's not even like you bought say you bought the boatload of donuts and you got everything. No, you had to buy the boatload of donuts, the tray of donuts, the store of donuts, the stack of donuts, and the truckload of donuts. You had to buy them all separately, and it just proves that EA went, how EA just went all corporate. They went all greedy. Like, this was an all really greedy thing to do. It really kind of ruined the spirit of Tapped Out quite a lot. because no one wants to get these characters. No one wants to pay money to get these characters. People want to earn it. And the problem, also another problem with this event, is they ruined the Shelbyville event. The Shelby event could have been really cool. It could have been a big event. We've seen Shelbyville many times, and we've seen many buildings and characters in Shelbyville. Yet they didn't do it. They ruined it by forcing it all in here. And yeah, just overall, it was an awful, awful event. It will always be the worst event, in my opinion. I don't think there's much more EA can really do to make a worse event, because it ruined Tapped Out in a way. Like, you can't force people to pay real money to get this stuff. I didn't mind donuts overall, because at least people could earn the donuts. They could eventually earn the donuts over time. This is just pure corporate greediness, really. And yeah, it will always be the reason why it's the worst update. And people can disagree with me, but I don't see any justification for it. I think it was really greedy, and I will never like it. And I think it will always beat the Clash of Crap, the Easter. I think it will always beat them in terms of the worst update, because this was greed. Okay, pure greed, and greedier than any of the other updates. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this update, this video. I know I was kind of rambling and I was waffling a little bit in the middle. It's kind of hard because I kind of have to do this not in one take, but I have to do it relatively close, because I don't have much time to make these videos, and I wanted to try and get one a day out for you. And I know they won't always be to the best of quality, but I prefer if it's to like a mediocre quality and you get more quantity than you getting like a video a week. I'd prefer and I think you guys probably would prefer that anyway. I don't know, maybe you do want quality, but I'm not going to give you quality. You're getting quantity, god damn it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, so please comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. What do you think the top 5 worst, or the top 10 worst updates? This video is very long, so I do apologise. If you made it to the end, please put in the comments, put the word scissors, if you can spell it. Put the word scissors, and I'll know that you actually made it to the end of the video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe. Like I said, please do comment scissors if you're hearing this, so I know that you're a loyal subscriber. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.